If you believe in or have been practicing spiritual protection, you've been getting it all wrong. I know that most teachers and coaches will tell you that spiritual protection is crucial for taking care of your energy, especially as an empath, but their approach is seriously misguided. Make sure you watch this whole video so that you too can be freed from the spiritual protection trap today. If you recognize that your own higher self is your only true guru, subscribe to my channel and make sure to hit that bell to be notified each week when I post a new video. Let's dive right in. I mentioned this topic very briefly at the end of this video and it got a huge response. Y'all had so many questions and I'm happy to answer them right here in this video. But first, a little story time. So I definitely used to practice spiritual protection. I remember that when I was first awakening to my spirituality, I learned about creating a bubble and using that bubble when I was driving in traffic or when I was around people that I struggled to be around, or just in general to use this bubble as a way to go around the world. Even when I was a little girl, I remember before receiving any kind of spiritual teaching, I remember using the visualization of a golden shield around my heart to protect it whenever I was feeling sad or unheard or hurt. And as I grew into my spirituality, as I started to study more and more things, I came across A Course in Miracles. Many of you may have heard of this text, and I started through this book integrating what unity consciousness really means. Stick with me here. So, unity consciousness is the idea behind the saying, "We are one." Right? So we are one. We hear this a lot in the spiritual community and it sounds really good and it feels great when we say it to each other in conversation or at events. The energy of it feels relaxing and true. And that's because it is ultimate truth that at one level of dimensionality, we are one humanity. We are one human species. We are one with our planet, Earth. We are one with the galaxy. We are one with everything. Oneness is ultimate truth. So, if you are one with everyone and everything, when you practice spiritual protection, who or what are you protecting yourself from? Another ultimate truth that proves that spiritual protection is bogus is the law of attraction. So this law of attraction, the idea that you are attracting what you are, that you are manifesting either consciously or unconsciously the things that you intend, or the things that are just based on the vibration that you are emitting, based on the feelings that you're having, the thoughts that you're having, the beliefs that you're operating from, right? This is all lumped into that idea of law of attraction. So because you co-create your reality with spirit, whether consciously or unconsciously, and because what you attract is directly related to your vibration and state of consciousness, when you practice spiritual protection, you're telling the universe that you believe that there are things that you need protection from. So naturally, the universe responds and brings you those situations, things, people that reinforce the idea that you and your energy are not safe and are in need of protection. Now that we've talked through some of this, I want to know how you're feeling. Do you practice spiritual protection or have you practiced it in the past? How are you feeling as you process what I'm saying to you about spiritual protection? Let me know in the comments below. I did title this video Spiritual Protection Trap, so let me explain. I covered this a little bit in this video, but I want to reiterate that I'm not condemning the spiritual teachers or practitioners who are preaching the importance of spiritual protection. I believe that they're simply misguided and have most likely not healed their root chakra and have not integrated true unity consciousness. The trap of spiritual protection is one without a ceiling and without a floor, meaning that the trap itself is an illusion. Once you've awakened to the truths I've already mentioned in this video, you can begin the process of knowing that the safest place to be is where you are. You can know that you can shine your energy out instead of having to take on other people's energy like it's your job. Let's dive in to some of your questions. So, first question is, what does the word protection mean to you, specifically in this context? Thank you for that question. So I'm going to explain it this way. I'm going to explain to you the difference between safety and protection. So safety is a state of being, right? Just like I said, the affirmation, say it with me, the safest place to be is where you are. Safety is something that you are striving towards. It's a feeling, it's a state of being, it's a way of experiencing your world and your reality. You feel safe, you are safe, right? So safety is a state of being. Protection is a doing. It's something that you do. Okay? So it's an action word, if you will. So protect, protection, protecting. These are all things that you do or you feel you need to do in order to be or feel safe. Okay? So if you understand and start to integrate that idea that the safest place to be is where you are, then you no longer need to do all the things that you think you need to do in order to protect yourself so that you are safe. Great question. Thank you so much for that. Next question. Okay, and this is more of a statement, but it really intrigued me. So she says, not to sound overly cynical, but I think a lot of spiritual practitioners make a lot of money by teaching people that they need protection and therefore help, and they get people caught in cycles of codependency. Okay, so I totally get where you're coming from on this. And yes, it does happen, right? So this spiritual practitioner teaches you that you need to practice spiritual protection, and then you keep manifesting things into your life that you need to be protected from. So you always need their help, and you always continue to put money in their pocket. It is an unhealthy energetic cycle. So number one, you really want to do your homework and your discerning work when it comes to booking a intuitive reading, booking a coach, signing up for a course. You want to do your homework on this person, on this teacher, to really sense into, have they healed their root chakra? Are they walking their talk? Are they doing the work that they're asking you to do? So that's number one. And then number two, do I believe that these practitioners are catching people in these cycles of codependency and doing that on purpose so that they can keep money coming in? No. I don't believe that they're doing it on purpose. I think that they themselves are stuck in these cycles of codependency. I believe that they themselves have not healed these issues. And so they keep projecting those issues, those unhealed issues, onto their clients, and the cycle continues. So I don't think that they're doing it on purpose. I don't think that they are purposefully trying to steal money from you. I think that they just aren't walking their talk. They aren't healing their own shadows. They aren't being psychic about themselves. And last question, really quickly. She says, I have one question just to clarify. Spiritual protection includes the crystals and all that, right? So yes, spiritual protection includes crystals, spiritual protection, meditations, spiritual protection, courses, spiritual protection, spells, all the things. Spiritual protection practices, right? And so specifically, since she talked about crystals, I'm going to share two crystals that very often get mistaken for spiritual protection tools. So black tourmaline is one crystal that is often used and talked about for spiritual protection, but it actually also has a really powerful grounding property to it. It can help ground you into your body, and it can also help ground you into the earth and onto the earth herself. So these crystals that can be used for spiritual protection also have super powerful uses besides just spiritual protection. Another one would be black obsidian. So black obsidian is often talked about for spiritual protection, but it is actually a very, very powerful shadow work crystal and tool. So black obsidian is really, really good at drawing out the shadow, drawing the shadow out from within you. I myself actually have an 11-pound piece of black obsidian. I used to keep it in my bedroom, and then I kept it in another room, and then now I keep it all the way outside in my front yard at the corner of my property because that mother is so powerful at drawing out the shadow, bringing all of my shadows up to be seen and healed. So I have put it at a safe distance so that I could do that process a little bit more slowly so that I wouldn't always be steeped in the shadow. So thank you so much for those questions. If you have any more questions or are feeling triggered or have any more thoughts about spiritual protection, make sure to put them in the comments below so that we can continue this conversation. If you're an empath who has a spiritual business, or if you're an empath who wants to start a spiritual business and you're not sure where to start, you need to take my free quiz, What Spiritual Biz Type Are You? In this 60-second, 7-question quiz, you'll discover how to take the magic inside of you and turn it into a legit business. Click the link in the description below this video to find out your spiritual biz type right meow. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you want the ultimate empath survival guide, click here. And if you want to know if you're on the right career path, click here. Thank you so much for watching. I love you today and every day, and I'll talk to you soon.